Hi there, I'm Key reporting live from Comms 1101 and thanks for joining me. My cultural and media analysis is an artifact we're all familiar with, both globally and nationally. Holidays. For my analysis, I'll be focusing specifically on American holidays. All citations will be in the video as well as additional context below in the description. Most Americans are pretty familiar with holidays like New Year's Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, and President's Day. As time and societies progress, people from various communities within Americans' melting pot want to be recognized for their contributions to the country they've helped establish or simply live in. This awakening may be associated with the natural progression of society, but it also may be due to the rise of media and people's ability to engage with it, digest it, and develop media literacy. In the Converging media textbook written by Pavlik and Shawn McIntosh, on page H10, they define media literacy as the process of interacting with and critically analyzing media content by considering its particular presentation, its underlying political or social message, and its ownership of regulation issues that may affect what is presented and in what form. Now, this sentiment is echoed in Native Media Theory's YouTube video titled, What Native Americans Think of Native Depictions, uploaded May 25th, 2022. The narrator says, being literate in the media language will help us have better communication with each other and preserve aspects of our culture as we progress as people. When people are more aware of how they are represented, or even if they're being represented, they can begin to make change through discourse that can lead to legislation. But what happens when certain holidays that are central to a specific culture's representations are commodified or appropriated to the point where they become the world's holiday rather than the culture they were meant to represent? The cultural holiday that I'll be discussing in this video is Juneteenth. While it's only been 5 years since Juneteenth, there have been mixed reviews about its enactment. I'm going to analyze what happens when a regional or cultural celebration open up to the masses. In Barley Make Video's video titled Stuart Hall's Encoding Decoding, but it's easy to understand, uploaded to YouTube on October 22nd, 2020, he states, meaning is constructed within a discourse at encoding and decoding, but the discourse may not be the same discourse on both ends. To connect this theory along with Theodor Adorno's cultural industry concept, I'm going to be highlighting 3 key points that led me to this cultural analysis. Point 1, loss of cultural context. When people from a specific culture now have to explain the meaning to those who may or may not understand or want to participate, it can bring forth more problems than intended. It can create more division than unity. There's some Black Texans like Shannon Miller and TJ Tallie from Historians.org that feel this way. Point 2, commodification. Companies like Amazon and Target have made Juneteenth merch despite Target being one of the first companies to remove DEI policies in favor of Trump's stance on the matter. This aligned with Adorno's theory about cultural industry, where he states, cultural industry, the system by which cultural goods, music, film, radio, etc. are produced and distributed as commodities, mainly to generate profit and ideological conformity under capitalism rather than to enlighten or inspire. Does a t-shirt bring more awareness or bring forth systemic change, or is it just trendy to wear? In the third point, weaponization. Going back to Barley Make's video about Stuart Hall's encoding decoding model, the narrator discussed Hall's 3 ways that audience decode encoding messages. And I'm going to highlight the third one in particular, the oppositional code. He states, audiences using oppositional code may understand the intended meaning either fully or to a certain extent, but choose to reject it and decode the message instead as a, quote, globally contrary way or through an alternative frame. On Juneteenth 2024, Donald Trump tweeted the following, despite having a different opinion on the holiday in 2017. In terms of media literacy, pay attention to how Trump frames this tweet. The wording can create a harmful echo effect. Now, what is framing an echo effect? Found on page 39 of the Converging media book, Pavlik and McIntosh write that framing is a presentation and communication of a message in a particular way that influences our perception of it. And the echo effect is a phenomenon that occurs when people surround themselves with online voices that echo their own, reinforcing their views and their belief that those opinions are the majority when in fact they may not be. This framing is harmful because it can amplify misinformation, leading to unnecessary conflict, such as white nationalists from the Heritage Org presenting Juneteenth as a leftist operation created to shame the country for celebrating Independence Day. These sentiments echo another one of Adorno's concepts of cultural identity, standardization. And standardization is how cultural products follow repetitive, formulaic patterns. Artistic uniqueness is replaced by predictable conventions. In conclusion, the celebration of cultural regional holidays can get lost in translation, a la Stuart Hall's encoding and decoding theory. When cultural holidays are constructed to shed light on hidden or buried history, the fallout can result in media bias and framing, which can produce a negative echo effect and a declaration of standardization. Establishing Juneteenth as a federal holiday doesn't guarantee that our history will be preserved or that change will occur. But it's always important to be mindful and curious about not only people's cultural origins of what we celebrate, but also the forces that want to sanitize it because they oppose its existence in the first place. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it.